Today I'm going to try something a little different. I'm at Shiprock Woods Nature Preserve in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm going to allow myself to be a little vulnerable. I brought my old journal from 2012, and I'm going to be reading a few entries as I go about my hike. All right, let's get to it. Now, before I start reading, I want to give you a little context as to what was going on in my life at this point. I was 20 years old, living in Los Angeles, California. I worked at a drop-in center for people experiencing homelessness. I took public transportation everywhere, and often I would encounter interesting people while waiting at bus stops. Tuesday, January 24th, 2012. I forgot to write about something that happened to me Sunday night. I was waiting for the bus to go home from the farmer's market. This middle-aged woman comes up to me. She's looking at me like she wants to say something to me. She finally opens her mouth and says, "Do you drink alcohol?" I say to myself, here we go again, another crazy person wanting to talk to me. Let me pause there for a second. LA has a lot of poverty, homelessness, drug addiction, mental illness, and those types of people seem to find me very approachable. Now, I probably shouldn't have used the word crazy, but I think I was just trying to make light of the funny situation. She finally opens her mouth and says, "Do you drink alcohol?" And I'm thinking to myself, here we go again, another crazy person wanting to talk to me. I say no, and we go into some casual talking about drinking and such. She's actually not crazy at all. Eventually that leads into me telling my birthday, and that brings a look of disbelief on her, and she's like, no it isn't. No, that's my birthday. I have never met anybody with the same birthday. I don't usually start talking to random people. I don't know why I'm talking to you. You made my day. That was a cool moment. You know, reading this the other day, I do not remember this happening. And it's funny how we forget some things. I know this was over 10 years ago now, but it seemed like important enough for me to want to write about it. It doesn't seem like something I would forget. This is an embarrassing one. Monday, February 6, 2012. Today I found myself really fearing the future, apocalyptic stuff. It is guaranteed that the Los Angeles area is going to get a major earthquake sometime between now and 2037. I knew that, but today I was reading that now they're predicting it to be even bigger than they were expecting, possibly an 8.2 magnitude. And it will probably be sooner than later, thus the whole December 21st, 2012 thing. Pause there for a second. I don't know why, but for some reason, you all remember the Mayan calendar thing, how the world was supposed to end December 21st, 2012. For some reason, I was really scared by that. I don't know why. I've never been a huge conspiracy theory guy, but it did worry me. I do believe that the world as we know it is in fact coming to an end. It is more than just the Mayan calendar too. Many more things are predicted to happen around that same time. Scary. I don't want to die, at least not by debris crushing me to death. Don't want it to be painful. It makes sense that God would pick now to put an end to humankind. We're getting too smart. Our technology is growing at rapid speeds till eventually we'll discover the secret to immortality. Technology has pretty much only existed in like the past 100 years. That is not even a dent in the age of the world. What would it be like in 1,000 years if we kept on existing, or in 1 million years? Nothing lasts forever. Eventually our sun that gives us life will burn out. All stars do. Mankind will end. Man, I sound like a crazy person. Wow. I was really worried about the future back then. Today, I try not to let things scare me as much, even now when we're living in kind of scary times. We just went through a pandemic. There's now the whole Russia war going on with Ukraine. But I just live day to day and try not to dwell too much on the future. Friday, March 16th, 2012. This morning on my way to work, I was on Vine, and on the other side of the street, there was a man lying on the ground screaming help. He was shaking like it was a seizure, but clenching his chest and coughing up lots of blood. I crossed over. By that time, he couldn't speak. I called 911 and stayed with him till the ambulance came. It was pretty intense. After he had stopped shaking, and while the ambulance still was on its way, he was just lying there, still breathing, with a puddle of blood. He looked dead. Looked like I had just beat him up. Well, I hope he ended up okay. Unlike my other entry, I do remember this pretty vividly. Almost in like a selfish way, like it's a prideful memory because I feel like I saved somebody's life. But I don't know if I did save his life. Maybe he would have survived without me. I can't imagine at 6 in the morning on a quiet street that anybody else would have found him. I hope he's okay. By my description, does anybody know what might have been happening to him? At the moment, I thought maybe it was a heart attack, but why would there be blood? I don't know. So if you are a medical expert and think you might know what he had, drop a comment and let me know what you think. All right, guys, those were my entries for today. If I do get positive feedback, maybe there will be a part 2 or a part 3, who knows? Let me know if you like this. I have an endless amount of these journal entries. I mean, I wrote consistently every night for a couple of years. And the ones I read to you weren't even the juiciest ones, not even close. I thought maybe for my first time reading, I would not do quite as embarrassing of entries. But if you really want to hear them, share this video, subscribe, and just maybe you'll get to hear more. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good day.